Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advance. This is a game played between Praggnanandhaa and Vincent Keymer, and definitely what an insane game it is. This is a game from round 3 of WR Chess Masters and definitely a battle of prodigies. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Pragg starts with e4, Vincent goes for e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to b5, we go into the Rouleau phase, Vincent opts for a6, Morpheus defends, bishop to a4, knight to f6, and Pragg just simply castles. Bishop to e7, d3, b5, and bishop moves back, bishop to b3, and Vincent just plays d6. And mostly in this position, you'll see something like knight to d2, rook to e1, knight to f1, and then knight goes to e3 or g3 depending on the position. But Pragg starts in a different way and he goes for bishop to d2. But okay, Vincent just simply castles. Both players play h3 and h6, not allowing bishop to g5 and bishop to g4. Pragg goes rook to e1, rook to b8, a3. Normally you'll see something like a4 from the start, but Pragg goes for a3 in this position. So definitely he's trying to mix it up. And there was a game where bishop to e6 was played, but now Vincent goes for rook to e8, and that's a new move in the position. So definitely it's going to get very interesting from here onwards. Pragg continues with same fashion as he goes for knight to c3, and Vincent goes for bishop to f8. Now that bishop will serve as a very nice defender, and Pragg immediately jumps with the knight. He goes for knight to d5. We see a trade, knight captures, bishop captures, knight goes back attacking the bishop, bishop to b3, and Vincent starts expanding on the queen side. He goes for c5. As Vincent's pawns are taking so much space, definitely Pragg is going to challenge it, and Pragg does it with a4. Vincent doesn't react to it as he goes for bishop to b7, getting this bishop along this very nice diagonal, and Pragg starts the attack as he goes for knight to h4. Vincent plays queen to c7, and Pragg goes for a trade. A captures, and he goes for queen to g4. And Vincent not bothered much, he asks for a queen trade. Queen to c8, obviously you're attacking, you don't want to trade queen, so Pragg moves the queen back. Queen to g3, Vincent goes as planned as he expands on the queen side with c4. We see d captures, b captures, bishop to a4, and Vincent goes for bishop to c6. And Pragg snatches a pawn, bishop captures on h6, rook captures on b2, and Pragg moves the bishop back, bishop to c1. Now you can even sacrifice the exchange in this position, going for something like bishop captures on a4, and after bishop captures, you'll see bishop captures on c2, and once the bishop moves, you'll get this position where both players have equal chances. Definitely you play such a position when you want to mix it up, you want to try and get a win. Vincent just continues in the same fashion as he goes for rook to b7, just moving the rook out of harm's way, and Pragg goes for bishop to g5. And we see a trade of bishop captures on a4, rook captures, and what Vincent has to play in this position as he has to go for this d5 thrust. And after something like bishop captures, rook captures, e captures, black will go for this thrust with e4. White will go for something like queen to g4, asking for a queen trade, and definitely you don't want to trade the queens like that. You will trade the queens on your terms. Black will play something like queen to d7, and after we see a trade of queens, queen captures, rook to d1. You play something like rook to e5, and once you go for something like g4, you can even trade a pair of rooks with rook captures, and rook captures, and after rook captures on c4, you'll get this endgame where white is up a pawn, but it will mostly be a drawn endgame. Vincent instead tries queen to c6, and that gives white a little bit of advantage. Pragg clings on to it as he goes for rook to a5, queen to c7, rook to a6. Vincent goes for knight to c6, Pragg goes for c3. Vincent immediately jumps in with the rook as he goes for rook to b3, knight to f5. Vincent goes for knight to d4. You obviously cannot capture because of this pin. Pragg goes for the very nice attack with bishop to f6. Now you can see that there is a lot of pressure against that g7 pawn, and you have to defend it, and you have to defend it with a passive move, and Vincent goes for it. Vincent goes for knight to e6, defending that pawn, and Pragg just trades into a better endgame as he goes for rook captures, queen captures, and bishop captures. And Pragg again puts the pressure as he goes for queen to g3. Bishop moves back, defending it, but Pragg can just simply win the e5 pawn, and he goes for it. Bishop captures on e5, queen d7, king to h2. Nice prophylactic move in between, and Vincent goes for queen to b7, trying to find some counterplay in this lost endgame, but Pragg just makes it more and more difficult as he plays queen to g4, rook to d8, rook to c1, queen to a7, and rook to c2. But Vincent makes a mistake as he goes for this queen to c5, and that will simply just not work. So pause the video and try to find the brilliant move which wins the game on the spot for Pragg while I give you a couple of seconds. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move. And the move is the very brilliant knight to h6 check. And after king to h7, Pragg just plays knight captures on f7, rook to e8, but Pragg just keeps on pushing as he goes for f4. King goes back, but now Pragg just plays queen to g6, and it was on this move, on move 43, that Vincent Keymer resigned the game, as there's nothing to be done in this position. A brilliant game as Pragg kept mounting on the pressure, and at the end he was able to win the game. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming up with another amazing game from the chess world, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you all.